did I do there? It's a word that we learned. It starts with G.
Groove.
Exactly. So, great. So a groove, what is a groove? It's the word that we're going to use to replace rhythm, okay? Because rhythm can be a lot of things, but groove, this is a groove. This is also a groove. And this is also a groove. So what we are going to have to do with the groups is build the group. Okay, how do we build a group? Basically, one thing that all instruments share is that we have to coordinate multiple parts of our body. Most instruments, right? But on the case of the drums, it's obviously you have to coordinate your two hands and your 2 feet, right? So that's what we did last year, right? In order to play Feliz Navidad, we had to coordinate all the different limbs that we have, right? In order to play Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Right? So, yeah. That's the group part. Now, there was something in the middle, right? You see, yeah. You remember Feliz Navidad that we had 2 different groups, right? We had this one and this one, which were, of course, felt very similar on our bodies because we are doing the same thing, but instead of playing the hi-hat, we play the right cymbal, right? But I digress. It's the both of them are different groups. Now, do you remember how do we call the thing that goes between those 2 groups? The thing that connects those 2? We had something like one, two, three, four. What goes between the 2 parts of the 2 slices of bread on a sandwich? Fill, right? The filling. A sandwich is tasty because of the things that go in the middle, right? The bread can be tasty too, but the bread is not, let's say, the main attraction. But the bread is what holds the sandwich together. Without bread, we have no sandwich, okay? Yeah. So what we need to do is you have to know what kind of bread we want to bake and what kind of filling we want to put on that sandwich, all right? Playing grooves, but also playing fills. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, Matthias, but when you were playing slow, let's say you started doing this, right? And you couldn't keep it up, okay? I don't know if you got tired, or if your right foot got tired, or if it was too fast, okay? Because, spoilers, it was too fast, but hey, you could handle it for a little bit. But when then you slowed down instinctively, okay? You started playing slower. And when you played slower, the same thing happened on the right? When you went over here, you started playing slow, and you played very well, and then you started picking up the pace, and everything, well, let's say, everything got a little bit more messy, right? A groove, this has to be like a mantra, let's say. A groove has to be tidy. Let's say that you play with a guitar player and a bass drummer and a singer, right? A very standard setup. If you play messy the groove, it's going to throw out of balance the rest of the song. It's like speaking, for example. If I were to speak to you very fast, and I'm not really trying to make it, I don't know, to put a little bit of emphasis on things like that, and I'm not making it enough spaces to give you some kind of interesting. You see how that sounds?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's impossible to understand what I'm trying to say, or at least it becomes annoying, right? If you hear it enough, it's like, oh man, just calm down, speak slower, breathe. For the love of God, breathe. And that's the only thing that you are asking the other person, right? The same thing happens when we play, not only the drums, but also any other kind of instrument, right? Remember, music is a language, and we have to communicate with one another, okay? And we gotta communicate clearly, at least, okay? Sometimes it's nice to get messy, but let's not start with that, at least, okay? We gotta learn how to think inside the box to then learn how to think outside the box.